Hi, and welcome to Multiply Fractions, an explanation of how to do the math. So this was on our Unit 3 test. It was also part of our Unit 3 learning. In the following slides, I will go through how to multiply fractions and all of the steps, and then we will do some problems together to check on your understanding. When you multiply fractions, there are two paths that you need to follow. The first would be there's no mixed numbers. That's your straightforward path. There's three basic steps. The first is that you multiply the numerators together. That's the numbers on top of the line. And that would become the new numerator. Step number two would be, after you've done that, you multiply the denominators. Again, those are the numbers on the bottom together. And then this is the new denominator. So it's going to go right underneath that number that you just got. So that's your new fraction, and then you need to simplify that fraction as much as you can. Remember, since this started out as a fraction, you want to display your answer as a fraction. You do not need to do any long division or come up with decimals. The next path would be the path of mixed numbers. So when you have a mixed number, that's a whole number and a fraction multiplied by either another mixed number or just a regular fraction, the first step that you need to do is to remove the mixed number. You need to turn that mixed number into what we call an improper fraction, meaning the numerator, the number on top, is bigger than the denominator, the number on the bottom. To do this, we talk about the around the world method. You start by taking the denominator and you multiply that by the whole number. The answer you get from that multiplication, you then add to the numerator. This is the new numerator. So you want to take that number and put it over top of the denominator. Once you're done with that, you want to use that new fraction and the fraction that you did not convert and write a new multiplication problem. After that, the steps are exactly the same as they are with no mixed numbers, seeing as how you have no mixed numbers. You multiply the numerators together, that becomes your new numerator. You multiply the denominators together, that becomes your new denominator, and then you simplify as much as you can, leaving your answer in fraction form. So let's try a couple. The first one that you see is the no mixed numbers. So what I want you to understand is that the numbers that are on the top, these two numbers, I'm going to color them in gray. Oh, it's purple. Surprise! Are the numerators, and then the numbers on the bottom, blue, are the denominators. Okay, so we are going to multiply first our numerators, and then we're going to multiply our denominators. So 2 times 3 is going to be 6. That becomes the new numerator. Over top of 5 times 8 is 40. Now, you need to simplify your fractions. So you have to ask yourself, well, these are both even numbers. So we know that 2 is going to be something that we can factor into each one of these two. So if we were to divide 6 by 2, we're going to get 3. And if we divide 40 by 2, we would get 20. So the simplified fraction after we multiplied 2/5 times 3/8 is 3/20. So pause this, take a look, and come on back when you're done. Okay, next step are mixed numbers. So here's where we want to go around the world. Again, we have to do this before we do anything else. So this is our mixed number. See, it's a whole number and a fraction. So what we want to do is we want to go around the world. We want to multiply 2 times 3, which gives us 6, and then add back in the numerator. Denominator times whole number plus numerator. 3 times 2, 6. Plus 2, 8. That becomes our new fraction, 8, and we bring the 3 down. Then we bring down the other fraction that we did not need to convert, and now we are back to the idea of multiplying our fractions. Again, this is our numerator, those two numbers, and then the ones on the bottom are the denominators. Vocabulary is crazy important. So we're going to multiply 8 times 1 is going to give us 8. And then 3 times 5 is going to give us 15. And what is lovely about this is that is as far as we can go. All right, let's go to the next slide. So there's two more here. The left one is no mixed numbers, and the right number is mixed number multiplication. I would please encourage you to try both problems and then come back to the video. So just pause it as you need to, using this as kind of a prompter if you need that, but try to do the work on your own. All right, let's get started. So again, I want to identify our numerator and the denominator. And then what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to multiply the numerators 1 times 2 to give me 2, and then 6 times 3, which is 18, and I'm going to reduce that to 1 over 9, and that would be your solution, 1/9. How did you do? I hope you did great. Moving on, let's do the next one. Again, this is our mixed number right here, so we want to go around the world, starting with multiplication and then addition. So we want to have 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13, and that's going to go over the 4. We're going to bring down the fraction that we did not convert, 1/3, and we're going to go ahead and do that multiplication. So 13 times 1 is 13, and 4 times 3 is 12. Now we know that we can't keep it like this because this is what we call an improper fraction. This numerator is bigger than the denominator. So we want to simplify that to be 1. 12 goes into 13 one time with 1 left over out of 12. So that would be your final answer. Good luck when you do your retake.